Okay, today I want to tie a very good sea trout fly, and it's an improvement, in my opinion, on the teal and black. Now I'm going to show you an original teal and black which I've tied, and it is a lovely fly, very good fly for sea trout, but it's not easy for newcomers to tie the teal wing. The teal wing does look lovely. Now we do have a substitute today which we can use, which is a grey squirrel, without any loss of effect. But you will see me using teal. This is a teal and black which I've tied. This is a Peter Ross which I've tied, and it's a very attractive feather, but as I say, it can drive you mad. This is a teal, blue and silver, and lots of my friends are now tying this teal, the wing on these flies, where teal was the original wing, and now using grey squirrel. So I'm going to give you a variation of the teal and black by using grey squirrel. It is a good sea trout fly, and it's a pretty good all-round fly altogether. Okay, I'm going to take the silk. I've already waxed the silk, and I'm taking it down to the bend. Now, to put in the tail is the tippet feather. The tippet from the golden pheasant crest. Not the crest, it's from the back of the head. It's from like the neck area, really. Take off the rubbish and try to get a nice piece. The crest comes from the head. This is on the back. So we cut off a piece like this, give it a bit of a fold, and we try to get the right length we want, which is about there. Don't need much of a tail on a sea trout fly. Falcus, the famous sea trout fisherman, and I recommend his book on sea trout, he used to cut all the tails off. But I think a pretty fly, which gives us confidence, if we got confidence in a fly, we will fish it better. Okay, now that's the tail on. Next I'm going to put on a rib, which is the oval silver tinsel, and I tie it in pretty much full length of the body, because the salmon style hook has got a fold over eye. See if I can show you that. It's got a fold over eye, and by tying in the tinsel, it fills in that gap. I hope you can see that. Okay, now the teal and black original one has got a black seal's fur body, but I like wool, ordinary knitting wool. This is just one strand out of a big ball of knitting wool, and it's great. It really is very good medium, good material for flies. I'm a big fan of it. Why it isn't used more often, I don't know. It's used a lot in Scotland, in an area that I know quite well, which is, I suppose you could say, my spiritual home. Okay, there's the wool tied in, and now we're going to tie the body. Wool has a great effect because it sort of takes in some of the water, soaks it up a little bit, and gives the fly a nice sort of weight. Another thing with it is you can go over and double and even out the body to get a nice even body, but I don't think the sea trout worry too much about it. The sea trout, and it's also good for salmon. It's used a lot on the Teivi in West Wales, a river I've fished once or twice, not very often, but I do know that it is used quite a lot down there. And Mark Morgan, our own Welsh expert, is a bit of a fan of it. I'm winding the rib, and you will see how the rib stands out to give a nice effect on the body. Okay, we're up to there. This is the teal and black, but I'm using a substitute squirrel tail. If you get a bit of practice with teal, you've seen me tie other flies where I fold the teal wing. That's okay, but for a newcomer, I don't know if it's... I would wait till you get a bit more practice. I like it and I use it, and I will say that it does look very pretty on a fly. But if you want effectiveness, the squirrel tail is just as effective. Okay, I'm putting under the throat hackle, the beard hackle, just there. And I'll remove that surplus. Just like that. And now we come to the squirrel tail. Now, years and years ago, the old fly tyers, they had no choice. They used teal because the squirrel, the grey squirrel, wasn't around so much in those days. You don't want too much of this because you want a sinuousy effect in the water. The grey squirrel has been increasing in our country for about 50 years or so, and the more we can kill, the better. Okay, that's where the wing will go, somewhere about there. One thing with squirrel tail and a lot of hairs, they're very slippery. And when you put the first couple of winds on, don't put them too tight because it can cause the wing to flare out. But now I've got those on, I can now concentrate on giving it making it more secure. It is a slippery, hard feather. So because of that, I now put some varnish in the roots of these wings. Just like that. Now that's running in. It's not a complicated fly to tie. It's an effective fly. And some of the boys in our club, they even fit jungle cock eyes, which will only improve it. One stray little fibre there. And we're up and running. Lovely fly for night time. Now I'm going to do a whip finish to secure the whole fly. You've got to remember there's some varnish already gone in the roots of the wings, of the wing. This particular one is a biggish fly, so I've given, I think, about 5 winds there. And I draw it up. Okay. Cut off the silk. And that's the fly, really. That's it finished. Varnish the head. Make sure the eye is clear. And we're just finished. Okay, that's it. Now, Harry Carville, friend of mine, who's a real traditionalist and always likes the original pattern of everything, even he uses the squirrel tail on the teal blue, on the Peter Ross fly. So, you know, it is a good substitute without any loss of effect. Okay, thank you for watching that.